JP Travel takes you to lovely Japan. These were the standards used to make this project. Enjoy your flight. The first stop is Japan's government. We start our tour at the House of Councilors, which houses Japan's parliament. Japan is a parliamentary democracy. Japan is home to a centralized unitary system. There are 3 branches of Japan's government: the Diet, the cabinet, and the courts. Since the government is a constitutional monarchy, it has an emperor. He is called Akito. However, since the emperor is ceremonial, the true leader of the country is the Prime Minister, Shinzo Abe. Next stop is where we get down to earth, a hike. No map, no worries. This is the geography of Japan. Japan is an island nation off the coast of East Asia. If you want to go to the beach, the Sea of Japan is the perfect spot. The area compares to California and Germany. The population is 125 million, most of Korean descent. There are frequent earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions. Speaking of volcanoes, you should check out Mount Fuji, the highest point in Japan. Japan has a subtropical climate and 4 seasons. The capital of Japan is Tokyo. This brings us to the rich history of Japan. Here's our brief timeline of main events from the past 100 years. First, in 1914, Japan joins the Allied forces in World War I. Next, in 1923, cities Tokyo and Yokohama are injured during the Great Kanto earthquake. Now, 1937, the Second Sino-Japanese War starts with China as the opponent. This was caused by the invasion of Manchuria. The war rolls into the start of World War II. 1945, Japan surrenders in World War II due to atomic bombs dropped by the US. Lastly, 1956, Japan joins the United Nations. And finally, 2011, the Great East Japan Earthquake occurs. Ready to buy your souvenirs? Great, because our next stop is the economy of Japan. You see these shiny coins and bills in your hand? That's the currency of Japan, the Japanese yen. The exchange rate is 108 yen to a dollar. I'm rich now. The GDP per capita is $33,223. And the GDP of Japan is $4.116 trillion. Japan is a mixed economy at 73.1% on the economic continuum. The inflation rate is 3.2%, and the unemployment rate is 3.4%. The literacy rate is 99%. The major exports are motor vehicles, iron and steel products, and machinery, while the major imports are petroleum, natural gas, and clothing. The Japanese post-war economic miracle was the most rapid economic growth in Japanese history. Debt in Japan is a serious problem. The major industries here are manufacturing, especially automobiles, and fishing. There are very few natural resources. The country must import many of the natural resources. The Tokyo Stock Exchange is one of the largest stock markets in the world. There is also lots of tourism. It's the 5th most visited country in Asia. Just look at yourselves. Looks like it's already time to go home. Enjoy the flight. This trip was made possible by these sources. Thanks for coming with us. And remember, there's no good thing about travel
Unless it's JP Travel.